Hey coding crews, welcome to our YouTube channel MyWAY-Codezzz in English. I hope you are doing well. In last video, we have designed one basic application which is a basic web page and also saw the basic installation steps for Tailwind CSS. But in today's video, I will show you the advanced level installation step for Tailwind CSS and also we will design one e-commerce landing page. So without wasting that much time, let's get started. In a quick scenario, I will show you the demo of that web page so that we can get started. Then after the demo, we'll jump onto the VS Code and we'll start implementing that application. So let me share my screen. So this is the project that today we will be implementing. We will see its demo. So here you could see this is the Navbar section, which is the header section where one logo is implemented with that nav items and sign up button is there. After that we will design one hero section with some text are also there, one button is also there and one image. Then we will implement our branding section where all the brand logos are implemented. After that we will jump onto the new arrival section where we will design couple of cards and the categories will also get mentioned there. After that we will design young's favorite section where again we will implement couple of cards. Then the new one which is a download app and get the voucher for mobile section. Okay, after that we will implement one newsletter section. After the newsletter section, the final section which is as a footer section. Okay, so this is how we will implement our application. So we will go one by one. First we will implement our navbar section, and after the navbar I will show you one another step, its responsiveness. When we will minimize the size of the screen after clicking on that hamburger icon, how these nav items will arrive and how it disappears, that I will show you. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, you have to be familiar with the Tailwind CSS documentation. As I discussed in previous video, this is the documentation page. Now from this documentation page, I will teach you how to install Tailwind CSS in an advanced way. So while you come to this official page of Tailwind CSS, just click on the docs. After clicking on docs, there you will find couple of steps are given for the installation of Tailwind CSS. So there are a couple of commands that you have to follow. One is npm install -d for develop, then Tailwind CSS. Then we have to initialize that Tailwind CSS. After that, one file will come up there in the directory section, which is a tailwind.config.js. So there we have to implement this content. After that, we have to create one folder, source folder, inside which input.css will be mentioned, and these three directives have to be put up there. After that, in a terminal we have to run this command. There are a couple of shortcut ways to run this command as well without writing that much, so I will show you that as well. So let's jump onto the VS Code and start implementing. So currently we are on the VS Code editor. Okay, and the most important point, I hope you have installed the live server extension. If you haven't installed, I will show you. On the left side there is one extension panel. Just click there and type live server, and install this. The reason behind this live server extension is that whatever you are implementing in your application, that suddenly will appear onto your web page. That means it is the output section. Okay, so let's go to the directory. So here you could see in a VS Code already I have prepared one folder named as MyWAY-Codezzz. So in this folder we will start implementing our installation steps first, then we will jump onto the navbar section. Okay, so first click on here view on the top side, come to the terminal, or else you can press Ctrl+J, the terminal will comes up. Okay, so in the terminal, the first command which you have to put, you can follow me and start implementing those commands. So npm init -y. It will generate one package.json file to your directory, where I will show you. Now here you could see the package.json file. Okay. Now this package.json, where the name is given of your project. Now here might be you have the question, why MyWay e-commerce project name is in lowercase, but we have given in the uppercase. That's the syntax of these languages. Whenever you are giving any of the uppercase to your project, I mean, whenever you are giving the name to your project in uppercase, that will show in the lowercase. So that is the syntax. So no need to worry about that. That is not any of the error or something. Then after that, the version will be there. Description will seems to be as empty. Then main will be the its index.js. Now the script tag. We have couple of work inside the script in a package.json, and the next step we have to follow. Go to the um, go to the document section, and one by one get the command and start implementing and run those commands. So first command which I will take, that is npm install -d Tailwind CSS. Just copy it, go to the VS Code editor, paste it and hit enter. Okay, so this installation step will take some bit longer time. Now the half of the installation steps are completed. That total depends on your network speed, how your network responds. Okay, the next step, go to the again document page. Now you have to initialize the Tailwind CSS. Just copy this command, come again to the VS Code editor, let it complete it first. Once it is completed, just paste that command, and then in your project you have initialized your Tailwind CSS. Okay, now the installation of Tailwind CSS is done. Now it's time for initializing that Tailwind CSS. So just copy paste that command. Now the initialization will begin, and after the initialization, here one file will get generated as with the name of tailwind.config.js. Now this tailwind.config.js, this file is very much important, because uh, in this you can implement your reusable classes, like you can implement your colors, your animations, your keyframes. So this is the correct file where you can implement that tailwind.config.js. Okay, the next step is just copy paste this, or directly you can copy this content item and go to your tailwind.config.js, and instead of content, just copy paste that selected part. Okay, after that you have to create one source folder inside which input.css file need to be created. So let's create one source folder in a directory, in a root. So it will be src. Inside src, again you have to create two files. One is index.css, input.css, and the another file which you have to create, that is the index.html. Okay, so inside this input.css you have to copy paste these three directives, which is the Tailwind base, then Tailwind components is there, and Tailwind utilities are there. So just copy it from here and paste it. Okay, now the important part have been done. The next you have to come to the index.html file. Let me close these extra tabs. Here you have to design your skeleton, HTML skeleton. So press shift exclamatory mark and enter. Now here the skeleton of our project is ready. Now let's do one thing. Again, go to the document page and the final installation step which is required. So just copy it, go to your package.json. In the script, just press comma here, double quotes, and write dev. You can give any name, that's totally your choice, but giving the name dev, it's a practice. It's a good practice actually. Whenever you are running any of the JavaScript project or React project or React with project or Next.js project. So this same command you have to give while running the project. So I'll be implementing dev there. So that is a good practice. Okay, then colon, double quote, and just paste that command there. Okay, now the next step which you have to do, again come to the documentation page and just copy this index.html. Okay, so that will show you how is there any error while running our project or not. Okay, let's see. Just copy paste that index.html here, save it, close this package.json, and open with live server. Okay, and run the command npm run dev. Okay, after running this command you will get to see is our project is running or not. And once this command get run, here one file will get generated with the name of output.css. Okay, so let's go to our project section. On the web page here you could see hello world is getting printed. That means our project is working fine. Now the next step which you have to do, in our directory one folder is missing with the names of assets or images. So let's copy that. This folder I have already have that one project. I have that folder. I will just copy paste it into my project under source. Okay, now in the description below I will paste this images folder. Just you can download it from there and start implementing your project as well. So let me skip all those things, unwanted images. Yeah, now the file is ready. Now let's go to the VS Code. Now here you could see under the source there you will find the images folder. The next thing which you have to do here, the files you have created, that you have to link with the index.html. Now that is a very simple step. I will show you how we can do that. Link, you have to take the link tag first, favicon. Okay, now images, ask for the favicon.ico. Now this favicon.ico exactly is what? Okay, let's come to the project. Now here you could see on the very top side of your browser there you will find one icon. So this .ico is nothing but it's an extension of icon. So this is a favicon.ico. Okay, that here you can see in the recently executed project. Okay, now we will do one thing. We'll take the browser on the other side of the screen and VS Code on the other side of screen, so that how we will go into our project, how we will code that the same output will get generated onto the web browser. So let's do that. Just hover here and take it on the other side and open the VS Code on the other side. Okay, now let's start implementing first. The first thing, let me so the first thing, so here you could see already we have linked one file which is the output.css. Now we have to link another one file name as input.css, which is input.css. And if you want to link another one file that you can implement, that is not required, but if you want you can. Tailwind.config. That file you can implement there. So just double dot and take it, tailwind config.js. Now the files which we have created, now those are linked with our index.html. Okay, we have linked CSS files. Why we have linked that CSS file with the HTML? Whenever we are doing the styling to our HTML, those CSS styling would get implemented to our CSS HTML elements. Okay, now let's come to the body section. Now let's start implementing our navbar tag. So here I will mention as a navbar section. Okay, so in navbar section, first I will take one nav tag. Okay, inside that nav tag, I will take one div tag, which is a container. Okay, uh, which will be a container. So inside this container, now we will implement our elements which are required onto the web pages. The first is image. Okay, we will take one div tag. Inside that, we will take one image tag. Now that image will be like images and search for MyWAY.png. Now the logo will comes up onto our web page. Now here you could see our logo appears. You can give some name in alt section. I will give it as a logo in lowercase. Okay. After this logo section, I will take one another file as a unordered list, in which I will take li, which is a listed items, and I want it as a 4 plus anchor tag as well. Okay. Now this is a shortcut key while implementing those tags. So here you can do like that: ul greater sign, then li plus a. That means ul tag will get generated. Inside that ul tag, li will generate, and just below that li you will see anchor tag as well. Okay, so let's start implementing our classes first to the ul. The classes which here it is required, those are hidden, medium device will be flex, then flex row, get will be of 12, justify will be end, and items will be center. Let's give the name here. First I will do one thing. I will just I will apply multiple selector, where I will take anchor tag. Okay, inside those anchor tag, in the href I will apply the hash. So inside that anchor tag I will write the name which are required. So one by one we can write that: catalog, the name, the next name will be fashion, then another it will be favorite, after that lifestyle, and we will take another li tag, in which anchor tag, we will apply that anchor tag there. Okay, so href will be the same hash, and here we will give the sign up. Now when you just put save, here you could see on the web page those are implemented: catalog, fashion, favorite, lifestyle, and sign up. Now we will apply the css to that. So let's start implementing those as well. So when you come here, there you will find let's do one thing. We can apply the css properties to first to our main div. So that will be to our container class container. Mx will be auto, then flex, then flex row, justify content, justify between, then item center, and to the nav as well we'll implement a couple of names. Now these the names, the css names which we are giving, I mean the css classes which we are giving, that is nothing but those are the first utility classes of Tailwind CSS. So here I will give the background as a white, the text will be black, with width will be full, uppercase, tracking of 0.22 pixels. On the medium devices and above devices, the text will be of 22 pixels and padding will be of 11. Now when you save it, you will see the changes here. Now here you could see my way, the catalog section, favorite section. Now if you want to reduce the size of this text, you can. It's totally your choice. I will make it as a 18, or else if you want to make it 14, that's totally. I will make it somewhat lower. Okay, now this looks good. After that, the next thing which we have to do, that is a we have to apply some classes to the li as well, to the sign up, where we have to make it a rounded button. Okay, so let's start implementing that first. Come to this section. So let's start implementing the classes, which is the first utility classes. The classes will be of overflow x hidden. After that, the background might be black and text should be white. Rounded will be medium. y will be 4, which is the padding y. The px padding x will be 3. Now let's see. Now here you could see the sign up button is looking good. Okay, after that, the next step which we have to do, we have to implement hamburger icon. Okay, now let's come here. We will take another div just after the ul. Okay, just after the ul, let's take one div where I will mention hamburger section. No, hamburger icon. Okay, now this hamburger icon is exactly for what? Now we are on the medium page. When we will jump onto the mobile devices, that navbar items have to be shown after clicking on hamburger icon. So for that, we are implementing hamburger section. Okay, so let's take one div. Okay, after taking one div, let's take another div. Okay, and inside that div, let's take another div. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 divs. So let's start implementing the classes for this hamburger icon first. So you can select multiple selectors, press Alt and right click on the selected part, space it, and start implementing your classes there. This is the first utility classes, where I will take the width as 6, height will be of 0.5, and transition will be all, and background will be of black. Now when you will save it, you will get to see something, one line. Okay, so that is nothing but it's a hamburger icon. Okay, let's maximize it. Let's apply some styling to the div to see it clearly. Okay, so what I will do here, I will take it as on the medium, so it will be hidden, but I will implement that later on to show you first clearly. I will take a class. Inside that class, I will mention space. Y will be of 1. Then rotate will be of 180. Okay, and also I will give one ID by which we will generate the JavaScript. Now, when you will click on that hamburger icon, for that we will have to apply one event listener, which is a click event. So to apply that click event, we have to make the use of JavaScript. So you don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about that JavaScript and all. That we will see in depth in the next course, which is a JavaScript course after the end of this course. Okay. So I will take a ID as a hamburger. Okay. The next section. Now when I will save it, you will see the correct hamburger icon is implementing. Now let's make some changes to it. I want this have to be hidden. So for that I will go to the main div. There I will mention the class as md hidden. Now suddenly this will get this hamburger icon will get disappear from there. So I will click save. Now there you could see the hamburger icon is disappeared. After that, the next step which we have to do after the hamburger icon, again you have to follow the same steps like this ul li classes. So just below that div, you have to take one ul which is unordered sorry ul unordered list, then li into 4 plus a, or else you can mention anchor tag, okay, which is a required. So you can give hash there and start giving the names there, okay, which I will give as catalog. After catalog I will take fashion. After the fashion I will take favorite. After favorite I will take lifestyle. Okay, the last li which we want, that is for shop now button. So li into a, where I will apply sign up. This looks good. So after that let's apply the hash first. And the last one. So let's apply some CSS to it. To apply the CSS to it, we will require class. Let's start implementing that class, where I will give the class as flex, the flex column. On the medium devices and upper size, I mean the more increased devices like medium devices, larger screen and extra larger screen, for that we want these nav items to be in a row. So we will apply flex row for that. But when it comes to the mobile devices, when we click on that hamburger icon, that nav item should get appear. So for that we will require flex column. So that's why we will be using here flex column. Okay. Then justify start. Gap will be of 5. Then height will be of screen. Now what exactly height screen is? Height screen is, that means the view height of that screen. Okay. After that it should be absolute. Then top will be of 0. After that left will be of 0. The left will be of 0. Then background is of yellow, which is the 400, and padding will be of 10. Items will be center, items will be start. After that minus translate hyphen x will be of full. Then transition will be all. Okay, now let's come to here in a li section. Let's give the class name to as well to the sign up button. Okay, the class there it required the background will be of black. After that the text will be of white, rounded will be of medium, padding y will be of 2, padding x will be of 3, and that's it. Okay, now our HTML part is complete. Now our main job is focus on our hamburger icon, whether it is implemented correctly or not. Now here you could see when I minimize the screen there, minimize the size of the screen there on the mobile device, I could see the hamburger icon is appearing. But when I'm clicking here, I'm not getting anything. That the nav items part is not getting open. So for that we will require one another class have to be implemented into our directory, which is a main.js. So for that, when I will come at the bottom of the body, there I will implement one script tag. That script tag, inside the script tag I will apply one source and will mention main.js. Okay, let me comment something there for better understanding. So here I will mention main for hamburger. Okay, so that will be a better understanding. Now let's come to the directory, come to the source, right click new file and say main.js. okay, and another thing, the part which I forget to do here, I forget to apply the ID to the UL for hamburger. Okay, so let me apply that as well. Let's take one ID that should be nav items. Okay, nav item. Now let's jump onto the main.js and let's start getting the classes. So first here what I will do, I will access the hamburger ID. You remember in index.html at the start where we have implemented the hamburger, that we have given one ID. Let me show you that. Here you could see the ID hamburger. Now we will access this hamburger ID, and using that we will apply the add event listener to it, so that whenever we will click on that hamburger icon, our nav items will get open. So let's come up to the main.js. I will say document dot get element by ID, inside which I will apply that hamburger. Okay, and I will store that inside one variable which is a hamburger name. Okay. Now the second ID which we have given, that is a nav item. If you remember, just now we have given that. If you remember, here we have given one ID which is a nav item. Now let's access this ID as well by using the same steps, document.getElementById. document dot get element by id, where I will mention that nav item. Make sure that name are similar. If the name are not similar, you are not gonna able to access that part. So let's store into one variable. I will give it as a nav items equals to. Now this part is ready. Now let's apply the most important part, which is the add event listener. So as I mentioned, you don't have to worry what we are doing here in the JavaScript. That I will teach you in depth in the next course, which is the JavaScript course. Okay, so just you have to understand how it is working and what is the flow of working. Okay, how we are clicking on that hamburger icon. For clicking the hamburger icon, what properties we have used, how we have used those methods and all that you have to understand. That's it. But in depth, if you want to understand, like in the next series in JavaScript, I will show you how in depth it is working in backend. Okay, so here what you have to do, the next thing, just call that hamburger and apply dot add event listener, and to that event listener apply the click event. After that click event, apply one function, which is an arrow function, which I would mostly prefer. After that, just call nav items and give the dot and call one method, which is a class list, and apply one toggle method. Now toggle method is exactly what it does. For example, with a real-time example, dark and light. When you switch from dark to light or light to dark, that is called as flipper or toggle. The same thing here you have to apply. When you click on that hamburger icon, it will get open. When you click on that hamburger icon, it will get closed. So that is just like a flip, which is a toggle. So toggle method is used here. Okay, inside the toggle method, you have to put the double quotes or a single quote, and you have to mention minus translate x and hyphen full, and that's it. Now let's test it out. How is it working or not? Now let me click here. So before clicking, make sure to refresh that page. Now here I will click, and boom, our nav items are appearing here after clicking. So this is how the JavaScript worked for that hamburger icon whenever we apply the click event and all. Okay, now let's come to the index.html. So at this position, our navbar items are complete. That means our navbar section have been done. Now let me maximize this screen. Now here you could see. Now here you can clearly see our nav item is clearly done. Now if we compare this with the actual site, there you could see our nav items looks like the same exactly. So in the main one, there you could see the text is somewhat bigger, but in the site which we have implemented just now, the navbar which we have implemented just now, the font size is not that much, but it is similar to the actual one. Okay, so this is the end of our navbar section. So in the next video, we'll be implementing our hero section. Now in this video, we have gone through the navbar section that you can practice twice or thrice. That means you will get the clear idea. So in the next video, we will implement our hero section. Okay, let's catch up in the next video. Until that time, bye, and make sure to like, share and subscribe and share this channel into your LinkedIn profile